It is the start of February, so you know what that means. We need to sit down and talk about the books we think we want to read this month. Obviously, February is the month of romance, so for me, I picked a lot of romance books.
I think I threw in some romances, so it wouldn't be too much of anything else. I have a good lineup here, and I think you do too. I'm excited to get started. We do want to plan some kind of Valentine's Day reading vlog or reading challenge sometime this month, and I think for that specifically, I'll choose some more Valentine's Day themed books, but I didn't include that today. So these are the ones I think that I would just read throughout the month.
We do have a good mix of books here, so let's get started. Last month I did start the Shatter Me series, and I honestly really loved it, which I was surprised about because, you know, a lot of people either loved it or hated it, but I really did enjoy it. So I do want to read Unravel Me. I want to see how the story's going to continue. I want to see what's going to happen. I know a lot of people really love like the bad guy in the first book, and I just wasn't completely there yet. So I'm wondering if this book is going to be the one that makes me like completely in love with him. I'm not sure though if I want to listen to the audiobooks for the novellas because it wasn't part of my box set, so I don't have them, so I'll have to listen to them or buy them. I just don't know if it's necessary.
So my first one is actually the book of the month pick I got for January. It is What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. It says, they were 11 when they sent a killer to prison. They were heroes, but they were liars. For decades, the friends have kept a secret that might be worth killing for hidden in the forest, but now Olivia wants to tell the whole story, and then she goes missing. Naomi sets out to find out what really happened in the woods, no matter how dangerous the truth turns out to be. I do want to start reading one book in every genre every month, so I've got like my mystery thriller here. We got a mix of things otherwise, but this one sounds so good, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it since it was their January pick, and I want to know if I feel the same way.
My next one that I need to read this month is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. You guys, it's just the size. It intimidates me and I don't ever want to start it, but I need to because her second book is coming out in February. Everybody's going to be hyped about it and I'm not going to know what they're talking about. I need to read it like the beginning of February.
You need to read it now.
I need to read it today. It's a cute small town romance. A lot of people have said like this is one of their favorite romance books. They love Lucy Score. I don't know what my problem is. Small town romance, grumpy sunshine. I know I'm going to love it. I've just been holding off for now.
Right. It's the perfect month to read it.
It is.
So I have another book of the month one. This one is Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. You guys know at the very end of January, I finally read Saint by Adrienne Young. Loved it. It made me remember how much I love her writing. This one I believe is her first adult book, so I'm so excited. An emergence of hidden promises and deep betrayals spanning generations, threatening to reveal the truth behind a mysterious death once and for all. It sounds so good. I love that it's also a mystery thriller intertwined with this fantasy, magic, and everything else. Those are like my favorite books that have a bunch of different things. I know her writing's always really entertaining and fast-paced, so I'm hoping the same for this one.
Another one that we've been both saying we were gonna read but just haven't got around to it is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. Last month I actually put this one and Shatter Me in a poll together on Instagram to ask you guys which one I should read, and I was shocked that Shatter Me won, but a lot of you guys are messaging us letting us know that you want to know how we feel about it, what our thoughts are, so we're finally gonna read it. I'm hoping we can buddy read it this month, maybe in our little Galentine's reading vlog, whatever we end up doing. I know a lot of people say this is like the worst one in the entire series, so I'm interested in seeing if we will feel that way as well. So we are excited to finally read it.
I have some books in here I haven't even hauled yet, but that's okay. Y'all are gonna see it today. I read My Year of Rest and Relaxation last month. I loved the writing. So this month I knew I wanted to pick up another Otessa Moshfegh, and this one is called Death in Her Hands. BookOutlet had it for really cheap. It is the large print, so the words are huge, but it was so affordable that I needed to pick it up. So this one is a mystery, and we're following a woman who comes across a letter that says her name was Magna, no one will ever know who killed her, but it wasn't me, here's her dead body. Obviously she's a little shaken up. She doesn't know who wrote this letter or what they're talking about. She ends up getting really obsessed with this letter though. She wants to know who this victim was. She ends up creating a list of suspects and imagining like what could have happened, and I think that just starts her spiraling down this investigation. I'm sure she's gonna figure out what happened, but it says a triumphant blend of horror, suspense, and pitch black comedy. Death in Her Hands asks us to consider how the stories we tell ourselves both reflect the truth and keep us blind to it. It sounds so good. I loved Otessa's writing in the last book, so I know this one's going to be no different. And the fact it's a mystery thriller is making me really excited because it's such a different book from the other one I read first that I know I'm gonna love this one. Woo, I'm excited.
So the next one I have is Dating Dr. Dill. This cover is so gorgeous. It's honestly half the reason why I bought this book. The story does sound very cute. It is a enemies to lovers rom-com. She basically makes a deal with her father that she can keep her mom's house if she ends up getting engaged in 4 months.
The race is on.
I know, 4 months?
That's crazy.
This one is reminding me a little bit of The Ugly Truth with Katherine Heigl. Classic 2000s movie. I am getting that kind of vibe from this book, so I am excited to read it this month.
In our 23 books we want to read in 2023, I listed a lot of trilogies and a lot of like fantasy series. This is one of them. I'm finally going to start one. It's going to be The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I wanted to start this one first because it's the most intimidating to me, and I think if I can get it started earlier in the year, it'll be easy from then on. I keep referring to this book as a YA fantasy. It's not YA, and you guys always have to remind me it's not YA. I don't know why I always say that. It's an adult fantasy. It's dealing with heavy topics. There's war. I mean, hello. So that's my bad for mislabeling it. But this one is supposed to be such a deep and powerful story. I've heard such amazing things about it, and I do want to read her newest release, Babel, and I have that one. So I need to read the series first. It says they trained her for war. She intends to end it. I know that she is a peasant. She's a student, and then she goes to this academy to train to be a soldier. It just goes on from there. I don't want to read too much about the plot because I kind of want to go into it blindly, but I've just heard amazing things. I can't wait to read it. I know it's going to be one of my top reads of the year. I just know it already. Mark my words. So hopefully it is a 5-star read for me. But yes, this is the month. I'm gonna start it, and I will let you guys know what I think.
The next one I have, it's a mystery book that I've been really interested in reading. It is The Last Thing You Told Me by Laura Dave. The movie adaptation is coming out, I believe, in April. Jennifer Garner is playing the main character, and I love her so much. So I definitely want to read this before I watch the movie. With its breakneck pacing, dizzying plot twists, and evocative family drama, The Last Thing You Told Me is a riveting mystery certain to shock you with its final heartbreaking turn. I love family dramas. The last family drama I read, I gave it a 5-star, so I'm very interested in reading this one. I know you really liked this story as well.
I'm so excited for you. I really liked it, and I know you will like it, and then we can go see the movie and cry together.
Perfect.
The last one, you guys, is another book I just purchased. You guys haven't even seen it yet, but here's a mini haul. It is Wretched by Emily McIntyre. You guys, I know you're tired of hearing me talk about this series. This is the last one before the new release, so I knew I had to get it just so I can catch up and read the new one with you guys. This whole series is reimagined fairy tales, standalone dark romance novels, and I think this one is based on The Wizard of Oz, which is so delicious. I can't wait. Like I said in the wrap-up last month, they aren't always the best thing I've ever read, but they're so entertaining, and I love the stories and the characters, and they're so spicy. So I'm ready for this one, and then I can buy the new one when it comes out. I do know that Emily McIntyre has a other series that is a dark romance, so if you're interested in reading some of her other writing, I do want to read that series as well. This one is just juicy. I picked it out for this month. It is kind of a romance, so I'll be reading it around Valentine's Day, and I'm really excited for it. There's a heart on it.
That is so cute.
That's for Valentine's Day. For our last 2 books, we did have a video go out last week wrapping some of the books that we have currently on our physical TBR, and our plan is to basically blindly pick one for each month to kind of get some of those read. Watch that video first if you haven't already, and it'll kind of explain it more, but we actually already blindly picked our books for January and February. One of mine was Everything I Never Told You. This is like a family story dealing with grief and a mystery and things like that. And then my second one was 9 by Zach Hines. It says 9 lives, 1 chance to uncover the truth. I believe it's kind of a dystopian where there's alternative realities, and I'm very excited for both of these. They're also ones that I've had forever, so I'm glad that we're doing this so I can get them out of the way.
My first one was Good Girl, Bad Blood. This is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I loved very much. I did give that one 5 stars. So I've been meaning to read this. And then my next one was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This is one so many of you guys have been asking me to read already so that I can let you know my thoughts on it. I'm finally gonna do it this month. This is a historical fiction, which I do tend to like those. I know it is a very sad story, and I do love a book that can make me very emotional. I think these are gonna be 2 really good reads.
I'm kind of glad mine are thin because I got a lot of big ones that I want to read this month. We love this idea though. It was a little bit different for the February TBR, but in our March one, that's when you guys will actually see us pull and blindly pick the new ones. That's all the books we picked out today. Hopefully we read more than this.
What are you most excited to read?
Honestly, the Poppy War, but my issue is I'm gonna start it this month. I don't know if I would necessarily finish it.
Why not?
I don't know, she's so dense, and I feel like it's gonna be so serious that I'll have to break it up a little bit.
I'm most excited for Unravel Me, just to see what's about to happen, just to see if I'm gonna love this man just as much as everyone else does. Hopefully we can read all of these plus more. Comment down below and let us know what book you are most excited to read this month.
We will be posting a poll soon asking you guys when you think we should plan our February live reading sprint, so we're really excited to bring that back. Keep an eye out for it. We do post new videos every week, so make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time. And this mystery thriller sounds so good. You haven't read that yet?
No.
Why do I keep thinking you read that?
Because I say I'm gonna read it and I never do. So you probably think I've done it already, but I just haven't. He has a heart of ice, but for her, he'd burn the world.
It's giving Sky High, Layla, and War and Peace.
Loved them. What is this word?
Evocative.
What does that mean?
We don't know what it means, but it's provocative. That's what it reminds me of. It's evocative.
With its breakneck pacing? What?
Love that.
What is that? This pacing is... It is literally Tamlin and Reese.
Gabriella said their hair is different.
Oh yeah. See, I did notice that as well, and when they said that he had blonde hair, I was like, no, he doesn't.
He switched it.
I was just like, no, he doesn't. Cancel that out.